Hey, it's Ellen Lewis from Crazy for You, and we are live. It's not Saturday night, it's Wednesday night, but yeah. So we have all of us here together, and we're all super excited to be here, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Yes, we're here. We're so excited. All right. So it's been a week, and we've been thinking a lot about what we were going to do tonight, and we decided that we just had so much fun being ourselves. We're just going to be ourselves. But
I needed to come.
Right. Yes, absolutely. Mary needed to be here. Yes. We did work out a few kinks. For one, now I know how the mouse works. You know, these high-tech things like the mouse, I've got those sorted out. And Ginny has a problem with the sofa.
So are we going to talk about the sofa? Huh? You
Yeah.
want to talk about the sofa?
Talk about the sofa.
Okay. So should we start with the whole thing about?
Yes.
Somebody suggested that we look very much like the coffee
talk girls.
The coffee talk girls. I think
Which is perfect because
that's partly. I mean, I can do the coffee talk girls because that's where I grew up. Was like I can do coffee talk, but my problem is I'm tall, my legs are long, the sofa is low.
Oh, the horrors!
So
she's tall with long legs. Don't you feel sorry for her?
So I feel like my knees are in my
Poor
chin,
Ginni.
even though they're not, right? But we have this lovely pillow that I made.
Yes. Show everybody the pillow, Jenny. The name of this pattern is
We
called
saw this
Kiss,
last week.
right?
This is the Kiss pillow. My husband suggested it was a kiss something of your body.
Oh, come on, Ginny. Don't be coy.
Say it.
Okay. So I'm going to use
This is
this
not
pillow.
G-rated.
I'm going to use this pillow. I'm going to put it behind my back, but we're going to refer to it as the kiss my ass pillow. And it's going to make me a whole lot more comfortable for tonight.
Yes. Okay, so who's here? Let's say hi to everybody, okay? We got
Okay.
Ellen. Hey, Ellen Orr and Anne. Rita.
Happy
Valerie.
birthday, Eleanor. A little late.
Yeah, it's okay. Belated. Valerie joins us from Great Britain. So it's morning for Valerie. She's an early bird. All right. Terry. Nice. Yes. Terry has a big screen in her house. And when we're like this, we're just right there in the family room with her. Let's see. Who all here is watching? Waiting. Oh, well, we're here. All right. You're waiting for us? Gwen, nice to see you. Oh my gosh. Okay, more comments. Hey, Carolyn, nice to see you. Meredith. Oh my goodness. So we're here. We're having a good time. So we were going to talk about mohair tonight, right?
Yes.
Yes. And we all swatched the mohair, and I have a little presentation. I don't know whether we're going to do this or, hey, Eveline, how are you? Barbara, where are you? We haven't seen you in the shop in I don't even know how long. Where are you? What have you been doing? Hey, Jana. Hey, you made it. Very cool. See, all
Yay,
these people
Jenna.
showed up for you guys. It's definitely more
We're
fun.
so happy.
It's definitely more fun with us. So, who read the newsletter? Did anybody read the newsletter? We talked all about mohair. Oh, yeah. They read the newsletter because they have to. It's their job. They have to read the newsletter. But so mohair. So we got excited about the mohair because Mary's making a thing. And she's kind of been all about this kid classic stuff for forever.
Yes. Because I made this
Yes, she did.
lacy cardigan. Lacy
Beautiful.
cardigan.
It's beautiful.
Mhm.
Right.
It's very
It's
sensitive.
warm. It's light. It's soft. Squishy. Yummy.
This is made with that with a strand of Kid Silk case.
Yes.
Additional strand of Kid Silk.
Additional.
Okay. All right. So today I was busy doing like the little presentation, which we may or may not get to, about the Kid Silk, the Kid Classic, this stuff.
Mhm.
And I came in tonight and I was saying, so I put this together and I was just talking and Mary.
You're not going to tell me. You weren't going to tell me.
I wasn't going to tell. Right. I wasn't going to tell her. Right. I was going to say, I said, you're not going to see this until actually we show it on the presentation. And then Mary says,
Guess what?
what?
I discovered something.
Yes. And she discovered the same thing I discovered. So go ahead and tell.
Well,
Have you discovered this yet, Ginny?
I don't know.
I bet you haven't. You'd have mentioned it.
I unwound the Kid Classic, and I found 3 strands of wool and a lovely strand of
Kid silk.
silk
Haze.
haze.
Right.
Oh
Who knew?
my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Right. Okay. So I have a picture of it. I want to show you guys what we're talking about. Okay. So this is the Kid Classic pulled apart. So can you see that? So it's got this strand of 3-ply wool plus a strand of brush mohair. How cool is that? Who knew, right? I guess I thought, I'll show you. I have another picture here where it's more close up, even way close up. Can you see that? Is that better? So here's the 3-ply wool plus the mohair kind of pulled apart. So I thought that was pretty cool. Anyway, whoops. There's the stitch definition. So we're all about the stitch definition here. What am I doing here? Ginny, help.
Ginny? Me? Why? The least
Okay.
tech person here?
Are you the least tech person? No, I'm the least tech person. Okay. Okay, well that's not cool. So this was working and now it's not. How am I going to get this over here? Back to us. Back to us. Back on us.
That's back to us. I mean, may as well.
Here we go. Yeah,
Why not?
back to us.
Back to us.
There we go. All
There we
right.
are.
We're
Yay.
back. And we're back. Okay. So Kid Classic, the topic for today. Kid Classic is fabulous. Worsted weight. 153 yards. Mary put all the colors on little stands here. 153 yards for 50 grams. So when you think about worsted weight yarn, 153 grams is kind of a lot. 153 yards is kind of a lot for 50 grams, right?
Yes.
Don't you
Right.
think?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's so light.
It's light.
Yes.
Very light.
Right.
So we talked about it being really light. And it also is pretty loosely spun. Has anybody worked with Kid Classic before? Terry, I know you have. Jenna. Let's see. Hey, everybody. Hey, Sandy. Jenna. Yes. All right. And Alan. Hey, Amy. All right. Good deal. Okay. All right. So what do I want to say about this? Okay. So structure. I always talk about the structure of the yarn. So it's plied construction, not applied, but a plied construction, which means obviously that it's twisted together. And that's how I got off on my tangent. How did you happen to pull it apart? What made you do that?
Well, I kept looking at it and I'm like, what is this little strand in here? Because I didn't figure out that there was a separate strand.
Right. I didn't either.
So when I saw that, I was like, oh, I'm going to cut a piece of this off and figure it out.
Yes.
And then I was like, whoa, this is really cool.
Exactly. I thought it was really neat. And I was all ready to talk about how they'd brushed it and, carded it together with the
Yep.
mohair.
Yep.
I mean, that's what I was
Absolutely.
thinking.
Absolutely.
Weren't you thinking that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you've knit with yarn like that, right?
Yes.
Before.
Oh, absolutely.
Where it's all
Absolutely.
applied together.
All together.
all carded
Mhm.
together. So I think it's really interesting that you can get so many different characteristics
Mhm.
of yarn,
Mhm. And I really noticed the color comes up when it's dyed differently. So you see a little
Yeah.
something in it. And when I knit this sweater, which actually does have another Kid Silk Haze with it, when I knit with it, it changes the color
Yeah.
of it. But it also does, if you really look closely here
Mhm.
with a strand.
It's not quite the same as
It's
the
not
3
quite the
plies
same.
of the one yarn and the
Yes.
1 ply of the brushed silk.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
one's a little shiny.
yeah, so it gives you a nice little off. So it's not flat. It has
Yeah.
Right.
that little
It has-
extra
yeah. It has
Yeah,
body. It
body.
has-
It has a little extra body to it. Also has a little extra color to it.
Yeah.
Just adds a little something to it.
A little more dimensional.
dimension.
Yeah.
Good-
Dimensional.
Good word.
So the the mohair strand that's in here is not exactly like kid silk case because there's no
it's
silk
thinner.
in it.
No, it's thinner.
You think?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is brushed though,
Oh, yes.
right?
Yeah.
So when you think about mohair, you typically think about the way it's, it's been brushed. They take what's called a teasel, which I think is it's like a little teeny tiny pine cone. Original teasel is like a little teeny tiny pine cone, but they have these that are made of metal and they brush the fiber up, and that's what raises the nap and puffs it up. So I really like it. But I was surprised.
I was like, wow, this is. Wait till I show everybody this.
We stole
And
each
then
other's
Ellen
thunder.
came up with the same thing.
That's what you call unventing, right?
Yes.
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 And
So-
there I was.
You were
the
just
the
knitting.
dodo at home.
You were just knitting.
I was just knitting. Hey, I got the yarn.
So I made everybody want to. Everybody had to swatch it, right? So let's show your swatch.
Okay.
Flash your cash. Flash your
Flash
swatch.
my cash. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's this lovely little booklet, right? The Kid Classic, and for these lovely, choices of things. And I looked through it and said, "Oh, look, I like this one because you know me. I've been doing a lot of the stuff that's brioche style thing. Well, this is called Fisherman Knit as opposed to brioche. But let me tell you, there's not a whole lot of change.
What do you think the difference is? Oh, queen of brioche.
Brioche.
Well, it's interesting because several years ago, 3 years ago at least, it was pre-pandemic. I did a class on doing a cowl, a 2-color cowl in brioche, and I had people swatch both Fisherman Knit in the 2 colors and also the actual brioche knit in the 2 colors, and then ask them which one they would like to continue with. And what was interesting to me was most of them said, "Oh, I really want to do the brioche thing." I'm thinking, why? Because Fisherman Knit is so much easier. But we did the cowl in the brioche, and so this is Fisherman Knit, and it's nice and really squishy. It looks exactly like brioche, and let me tell you, in a finished product, you could not tell whether something was brioche or Fisherman Knit.
Explain to everybody
That's interesting.
exactly what you mean by fisherman knit.
Fisherman knit, you are knitting, you are purling and then knitting into the stitch below. And it's an alternate of
Is
knit
that
into
a
the
half
stitch below.
fisherman rib, or it's all the way?
That's a full fisherman rib,
Okay.
is to purl a stitch, knit into the stitch below. And I mean, you have to do it so that when you flip your work, you are then going to knit into the stitch below of what was the purl, when
And you do it every row.
you do it every row. So this is a swatch. And so anyway, the one row is purl, knit into the stitch below, purl, knit into the stitch below, ending with a purl. Then when you flip it, you knit a stitch, purl a stitch, and then you knit into the stitch below, purl, knit into the stitch below, and you end up with a purl and a knit. Yeah. So, I mean, and you get this whole thing, which is the same squishy thing that you get with brioche.
It really is a nice
And it
fabric.
really is very squishy. And
Did you squish it?
you can squish it. You can
Let me
squish it.
squish it.
You can squish it. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, this is that's
nice.
for this pattern, which is the Elda pattern, which I think is real cute. I mean, it's my kind of pattern.
Mhm.
It's kind of basic. It's hold it up, basic.
I'll put it up because you
And
can
so,
see it in the screen.
But it's just kind of casual and comfortable, and one of those things that you could wear all the time and be
Okay.
happy.
I love the rhythm of brioche. Okay, so Arlene says she's confused. So this is what Elda looks like. So it's really a cute. What are you doing here? You stop. I'm not interested in seeing that. Okay, so I think that's cute. Yes, can you see that? Yes, that is showing up. All right, good. All right.
Nice.
And it's a pretty basic pattern. It's pretty straightforward. You can see if you look at the schematic that's here, it's no shaping.
Okay, I have a question. When you do brioche, the regular kind, you're doing the yarn over and knit 2 together, and no, this the yarn over slip.
You're doing a yarn over slip knit. yarn,
Yarn
over
over
slip,
slip knit. Okay.
or purl or what, but you're doing the the brioche. The brioche knit is when you're going into the yarn over and the slip from the previous row, or the brioche purl is when the
But
yarn
you're
over.
knitting that slipped one together.
You're knitting the slip one with the stitch.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, knit two together.
If you, the slip stitch and the slip stitch and the yarn over create like an X.
Right.
And so when the next row, you're either knit or purl those two things together.
Okay. So does it make it easier or harder to do shaping if you're doing fisherman rib versus the traditional brioche?
Well, there's a way to do the shaping and where you can add stitches, to create stuff, or you reduce the stitches. And so, I mean, basically what you're doing is you're, carrying like a brioche knit and the next stitch together. So it's hard to explain this way,
Yes.
to just talk about it. It's much
Did everybody
easier.
get that? Let's start a
Yeah,
swatch.
you got that? Yeah. You want to come in? I'm happy to show you. I've had lots of practice with this, and some of our customers, who have been here, who have struggled with it, but have learned are
Like Trisha.
Understand. They picked it up, and it suddenly the light bulb goes off of how it goes together, of how you either increase or decrease stitches.
Yeah. I've never done it.
Good.
I've never done the increasing and decreasing in brioche.
But the first time it's a little scary when you're thinking, well, how is this going to work? But then you suddenly realize, oh my God, it does.
Yeah.
So-
Well, I thought it was pretty exciting when I was unknitting something for a customer that came in with a brioche, that when you unknit the fisherman rib, you get exactly
You get
that
what
same
looks-
cross.
Exactly,
bits.
exactly.
It's so
Because you've got two stitches that are together. I mean, you've got you've got two stitches on your needle that
Right.
are kind of hung in there together. So,
You made that one shawl, didn't you? Remember we had that pattern from Carabella with,
With,
the bulky, sparkly.
sparkle.
Did you make that?
Yeah.
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 And that
So
was a
same thing.
fisherman rib.
Yeah.
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 So,
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
So are you going to knit that sweater?
I am.
Are
I'm
you?
going to knit this sweater. I
Good.
think this is a cool sweater, and it works. The thing is that you get into the rhythm, and you do have to make sure that you're actually getting into that stitch below,
Right.
Because it's sort of horrifying to look at it and think, ooh, there's this stitch about 3 rows below that's kind of hanging out there. That's not good.
No.
So do you prefer, what kind of needles do you like for brioche?
What kind of needles do I like?
Like, do you like a really pointy one? Do you like a more
Oh,
blunt
I'm a
one?
pointy needle person.
Yeah,
I
but
don't care
sometimes
what
you
it is
don't
I'm
need-
doing. I like pointy needles.
But you're
Well-
squaring too.
But these are square. Yeah,
Yeah,
these are
yeah.
the squares. These are the squares that I was using on this one. And I will tell you that it depends too on the yarn.
Yes.
This yarn and these needles, they were very slippy, very slippy. So
Really? Even with
this is a slippy yarn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you? I didn't
Even
find
with
this
the
a
squares?
slippy yarn.
With the
Even,
squares?
even with the square, this was a slippy yarn. So,
Now, what are you knitting on? What are you knitting, Miss Mary?
Oh, Miss Mary. Miss Mary is, I
we
mean,
have you in the middle because you're
I'm-
contrary.
I'm
Miss Mary, quite contrary.
quite contrary. I am like an accessory person, although I have been knitting sweaters lately.
You're not very contrary, though.
Mm.
Ginny is much more contrary than
No,
you. You're kind of go with
just
the
ask my
flow.
husband.
I'm go with the flow. So I like Mona. It's a beautiful accessory.
let me see
Ellen's
if I
going to
can-
pull it up.
I'm gonna try. Oh my goodness. Here we go.
It's a beautiful wrap. And I started it.
Hang on, let me
There
show
it
it real
is.
quick.
Okay, show
hang
it.
on, hang on.
Look at how pretty.
Yes. Is it beautiful?
Yes, it is beautiful.
Yes, it is quite
And-
lovely.
So I got it and I brought it home. And here we go.
Wow, it's so fuzzy.
It is fuzzy and it's squishy and it's light as a feather.
Why do you think it's so much fuzzier than Ginny's? It is definitely fuzzier than yours.
Yeah, it is.
Like way fuzzier.
Where did your fuzz go?
I think the fuzz is there. I think that just shows up more on the light stuff than it does on the darker stuff. Right. See, I mean, your fuzz is there too.
My fuzz is there.
Your
This
fuzz-
is not my swatch. This is actually a sleeve, okay? I got crap from Ginny because she said everybody had to swatch and my swatch was too small, but this isn't a swatch. This is my sleeve. So
here we go. So you start here, down here,
mhm.
and go up and increase, 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 and then decrease and increase
Where do you do the decreases? At the edge?
on the edge. Yeah. Knit two together, make one right, make one left. It's a very easy pattern. Once it's here, which takes 2 seconds, you're done. So mindless knitting, a lot of knitting
Yes.
because it's very long. But
It is
look,
beautiful.
but it's beautiful.
It is
There
lovely.
she is on the screen. It's beautiful.
She's not on
She's
the
not
screen.
on the screen anymore.
I can
Oh,
put
she's
her on
not.
the
Put her
screen.
back on
Yeah.
the screen. Yeah. She's on our
Now
screen.
she's
She's
on
on our
our
screen.
screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, now
Everybody
she's on
see
your
her?
screen too.
Can
Yeah,
you see
good.
her?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. Ginny has me totally confused. All right. Hey, Amy. Nice to see you.
Are you confusing people?
VOHFY. What is that? Okay. VO. What does this mean? VOHFYI. Volume.
Your
Oh,
info.
volume? Is that volume?
Volume.
Are we too
Volume.
quiet? All right. Let's see. I don't know. All right. You're going to have to explain that. Love the square needles. Yep. Brioche cal, too time consuming. Yeah,
no,
I got it.
no,
2 times.
not time consuming at all. You just get into a rhythm.
Well, it's like any kind of knitting. You get into a
Yeah,
rhythm.
get into a
Yeah.
rhythm.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
I love
True.
brioche.
I know you do. I'm not convinced myself. All right.
We leave it up to you.
Yes, we'll leave it up to you. All right.
We do.
Yeah. So my favorite, because I asked everybody to see, what are your favorite yarns? What are your favorite patterns in Kid Classic? My favorite pattern in Kid Classic comes from the very, very first Mode at Rowan book. I think it was this sweater and this model that made me want to bring in this line of yarn at all. I love this sweater. It's the one I'm wearing. And I started knitting it and I have it right here. Can you see?
It's in the bag.
It's in the bag.
It's in the bag.
This is a sample, but yeah, I am knitting it. So I love this one. And there it is. Okay, because secretly I want to be this girl. I even bought boots like that. I have this exact outfit on.
You do.
I do. See my boots? I have this exact boots and the blouse and the white jeans.
You do.
I still don't look like her.
You need to
No,
do
not
something
quite.
about your hair.
Yeah. You need a perm.
I
You
need
need
a
a perm.
perm. Yes.
Mhm.
I want to be her.
You need to dye your hair.
Yeah, I'll still not look like her.
No.
But anyway,
No.
so that. Oh, look at you
Oh.
tied it all up.
Yeah. I tied it in knots.
Okay. So you knit this one,
Yes.
and you have. So we now know that Kid Classic has a 3-ply strand of wool.
Wool.
So 3 plies together.
Yes.
So when you have a 3-ply wool, remember that that's a perfectly balanced yarn. You have all 3 plies and it's a very round yarn. So you get a really, really nice stitch definition. And that little strand of mohair doesn't really do anything to it, right? But it does give that fuzz, it gives it a fuzz. And here's another reason that I like this yarn, because you always hear me talk about how a strand of mohair that you carry with something else protects a more delicate yarn from pilling, which is why Kid Classic is such a great yarn for harder wearing sweaters. This hasn't pilled at all.
No, not
No.
at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
When
And I
you
wear it all the time.
do, you?
Yeah, I love this sweater.
It's very cozy.
I'm going to make 2 more in 2 different colors.
That's something I could never do.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
make 2 sweaters.
Not the,
The
same.
same.
Not the same.
Sweater. No,
Oh.
I know you've done that before.
Yeah.
know
If there's
Yeah.
a pattern that I love,
Mhm.
oh yeah, I'll make 2.
Which
Or
patterns
3.
have you made 2 of or more?
Well, I'm going to make 3 of this.
Are they all for you?
Yes, those are all for me. The lovely swirl sweater that you talked about last week.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I've made 2 of those.
Right.
One for my daughter and one for me.
Mhm.
And I don't know, just lots of accessory patterns. I make more than one.
Oh, a little things.
Yeah,
But
little
not
things,
more
little
than one
things.
sweater.
No,
Like a lot
no,
of people
no,
make
no.
socks. A lot of
No,
you know,
no.
the socks from the same.
I've done socks, but no.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to have Jenny on here. When we
Yeah,
talk about
Jenny
socks.
needs to come in.
Jenny
I
needs
think
to
there's
come on
only
to do socks.
one sweater I've made twice. That's the wrap, that top down wrap.
Oh, yes, the top.
Oh.
Yeah.
I made that twice.
You did.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that.
I don't think I've made anything else twice.
Yeah.
Have I? I don't know. How
I've
would you
never
know?
made anything twice.
Never.
Never.
Never. Ever.
Why? Because you want to change.
Because I get bored. My attention span is too confined.
You feel like you've mastered it.
Well, I don't know that I feel like I've mastered it. It's just that I don't want to do it again. I want to do something different.
Yeah. You want
Right.
another challenge.
I want a different
I
challenge.
want to hear what everybody has to say about that. Like, are you guys? Does Mary have buttons? Okay. Are you wearing buttons?
No,
No.
no
Let's
buttons.
show. Okay.
No buttons.
So that's a stick. Can you guys see that?
It's a stick.
You could use a double pointed needle if you wanted to.
Oh, yeah.
What is the name of Mary's cardigan? Okay.
Lacy cardigan.
Yes. I think is that oh yeah, we need to get more of this book.
Yeah, because this book has two lovely sweaters. in
It has
it.
really good sweaters in it. Yeah, this is one of those books. You know, when Rowan puts out the 4 pattern books, they don't make those available on
They're
Ravelry.
not on
No.
Ravelry.
Yeah,
Right,
they're not
only
on
available
Ravelry.
through the book.
But the books are not expensive. So
No.
I'll get a couple more
Yeah.
of those. Isn't that pretty though?
Yeah,
Mary found
that's
an
nice. I love it.
error in the pattern
Yeah, but
and you
that's
fixed
all
it.
right. I fixed it.
Yeah.
It matches.
Yeah. Yeah, Mary. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what was I going to
Yeah,
tell
I've
you?
made a lot of Noro sweaters the same too.
Have you?
Yeah.
What Noro sweaters did you make that are the same?
Around and around.
Oh, you're getting to be as bad as me,
Oh,
Mary.
it's
a sign of
awful.
age.
It's awful.
not.
It's awful. It's awful. By the way, we need a new picture taken of ourselves.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
the picture that was used.
That picture was
the picture that was
horrible.
used for this
Okay.
to promote this
Okay.
whole thing.
All right.
It's got to be like 10 years old.
How old was
Are you
that?
taking it now?
Oh, let's take it now. Why not? What the hell? And one more.
Okay.
Okay, that's
Okay,
not bad.
good.
Okay.
New picture.
New picture.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that was bad. That was at TNNA. That was the last time we were at TNNA together.
Wow.
Oh,
But we've done lots
so
of
that's
other
about
things, but-
Five, at least. How many years ago was that?
6?
5, 6, 6.
It was before the twins were born.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
5
So
years.
five
It was
years.
before
yeah.
the
5
twins were
years,
born
right.
because you had your hair up.
Mhm.
You were
Yep.
having a hair thing.
Yep.
So what was behind that hair thing?
I was going to be a grandmother with long hair. It took me a long time to get to be a grandmother.
Okay. But your hair was shorter
So-
then than it is now.
Or was it just
Or was it
pulled
just
up?
Oh
long?
no, it was long and pulled up.
It was
Oh,
pulled up.
and
okay.
twisted.
Pulled up.
And you wanted to be a grandmother with long hair?
Yeah. Way back in the day,
What?
well, grandmothers had their hair all wound up and whatever, and I'm pretty old-fashioned.
Is that a Swedish thing? Or I'm
Danish?
sorry, Danish
Yeah,
thing.
Danish.
You
yeah.
know, Danish
That's
is not
okay.
Swedish.
That's okay. And I just thought being a grandmother, you needed to have long hair wound up on your head.
Do you still think that?
No.
Why?
Because,
What do
because
you have to look like to be a great grandmother?
just like you. You
You're
are a
the-
very lucky lady to be a great grandmother. I'm a very lucky lady to be a grandmother. I'm
Right.
very
You are.
happy. And besides, when I'm taking care of my grandchildren like all the time, there's no time to wash long hair.
You know you don't have to wash your hair every day
I know,
anymore.
I know. But when I did have long hair back in the day, when I was 19 and 20, I always wore it up in a twist. It was always back combed,
What color was your hair back in the day? when you were
dark,
19?
dark brown.
Really?
Dark brown. Yes.
I would have thought you were a blonde.
I'll bring a swatch of it next week.
Do you have a lock of your hair?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my gosh, do you really?
Yeah, because my hair was very long and they cut it off and I kept it.
Why did they cut it off? What made you cut your hair?
My children.
They were a mess.
When I had my children, I didn't have time because my husband traveled a lot and there was no time.
Yeah.
Take care of 2 little ones.
Yeah.
16 months apart, like twins, like I'm taking care of now. That's my destiny.
Practice.
Who was
Practice,
worse? Who
was
was worse? You have had Polly and Troy, and now you have Savvy and Trey. Who is worse, Polly and Troy or Savvy and Trey?
None of them.
Oh, what a diplomat.
None of them. I loved all
I
of
didn't
them.
say
I
you
wanted to be
didn't
a
love
mother. I
them.
wanted to be a mother so bad. And it took me a long time to be a mother. That's why I'm an old grandmother. Because my children waited a long time to have children.
It's okay.
So yeah,
There's
it's
no
great.
rush. Oh.
Is that what you say?
Well, that's what I'm
Is that what
saying
you're
right
saying
now.
right now?
I'm only 58, right? And my daughter just got married. So I don't feel any pressure. But I suppose if I were 70, I might feel some pressure.
Yeah, well, I was pressured.
Yeah. Get in there. I might have to call my daughter.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's time.
it's 9 p.m. What are you guys doing? TikTok. Get in bed. That
No.
wouldn't be cool.
So,
I promised my daughter I wouldn't do that.
no, don't pressure. Don't pressure them. They'll do their
They'll
own thing.
figure it out.
They'll do their own thing when they're ready.
Yeah, I guess they will. Absolutely.
Yep, they will.
Okay,
They
so we
will.
have some more fun things to show you. We get off track a little. We
Yeah.
have time though, don't we? Oh yeah, we have plenty of time. So Mary, the good girl that she is, made this swatch for us. I took a picture. Would you guys like to
That's
see
your
it
yarn.
when we hold? Yes, that's my yard. Would you like to see it when we hold it up, or would you rather see us see a picture of it? Tell me in the comments because I can't see. All right, Mary's cardigan. Let's see the Meredith and Meredith say. Yeah, I think so. You know,
What?
Meredith's talking about you don't like to make the same thing twice, and Meredith doesn't like to make the same thing twice.
Yay, Meredith.
But okay, so we're always talking about. I mean, I am always talking about it, right? Y'all are listening.
We're listening.
About a capsule wardrobe.
Mhm.
I mean, and a wardrobe, a hand knit wardrobe, stuff you can
Mhm.
wear all the time.
Mhm.
So you gotta have some basics in there, right? So if you find a basic that fits,
But it doesn't have to be exactly the same.
no, maybe
You
not.
can change the stitch pattern.
You can put a little trim on it that's different.
Yeah, I mean, you can do something that's going to make it different. I mean,
That's true.
you're not, make a stockinette tank. Great, I'll make a stockinette tank, but I'm not going to make a dozen stockinette tanks. I'm going
No.
to do something different with them. It may be basically the same pattern, but I'm going to change the stitch pattern, or I'm going to change the neckline a little bit,
Well, yeah.
Given my age, I'm not going to make a tank anyhow. It's going to have sleeves on it,
But a t-shirt.
or so, but it's gonna have something that's going to be different. It's not going to be the same pattern over and over again.
So I've been listening to this woman, Jennifer McNamara. She's the style person, and she said something about that. And she said the people that, although she agrees with the idea of having a lot of basics, she was saying, and I thought this was so interesting. She was saying that the people who are most unhappy with their wardrobe are the ones that have gone in and bought the thing they like in 5 different colors, which is totally a thing I have done in the past.
Mhm.
But her point is that then you feel like you're wearing the same thing all the time,
Yeah.
and you feel boring.
Mhm.
I definitely get that. I mean, I feel
Yeah.
boring.
I mean, I've done that. I mean, I have probably, cotton tees that are, a mock turtleneck, a long sleeve, and, because they fit, and I got, a half dozen in different colors. And, but they're usually used underneath the cardigan. That's a different cardigan.
Right.
Or
No,
whatever.
it's, it's the bottom piece as opposed to an outside piece. So, and I have never made 2 cardigans that look exactly the same.
Yeah.
And they may be similar styles, but they're not going to be exactly the same.
So you don't like the idea, or are not comfortable with the idea of layering knitted things. Have you ever layered knitwear?
I mean, one knit sweater under another knit sweater?
Yeah.
Mostly not. I mean, yes,
I don't mean a classic twin set.
I would say there was the classic twin set when I was in high school. My high school photo was the little black sweater with the pearls.
But you didn't knit either of those.
Of course not.
No, I'm saying, I think you can layer knitwear. I mean, that's the whole point of like this first mode book.
Right.
They show the different sweaters with a vest that you've hand knit over it or
Okay,
under it or,
yeah.
whatever.
But I mean, I think you have to plan what you're going to be doing with that.
Yeah.
That it isn't just, you can't just pull one sweater out of the closet and put another sweater over it.
No, for
So,
me, it's
right.
more like layering or mixing prints.
Mhm.
They have to be a really different scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So you could wear a polka dotted blouse with a, with a really fine polka dot pattern with something that was a print. I'm not a print person anyway, so I don't wear prints at all.
Yeah.
But do you see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
You wear leopards.
I do. Well, leopard's not a print. Leopard is a neutral. No.
What's
Not all prints are prints. Right?
I guess they are. I just don't think of them like that. I also don't think of snakeskin as a print, but it is.
But it is. It's a
It
print.
I don't wear them all together. That would be very Jersey Shore. And I can't talk like that.
So wait a minute. I spent a lot of time on the Jersey Shore. It's where I spent my summers.
Did you?
Huh?
I gotta learn how to talk
Did you
like
wear
that.
snake pants?
I'm not sure they had snake pants, but
They will have
I actually
snakeskin
gave
pants in
Ellen a snake skin print top.
this. One of my favorites.
It's one of her favorites now. I mean,
It's
I
silk.
outgrew it.
You did not.
I did.
Yeah,
So,
she's too small for it now.
So, but yeah.
There are
So,
skin pants in here.
Yeah.
But I
And
think
one
you
of
can layer knitwear, but you're right. You have to be careful.
Yeah.
So to Meredith's point, what did Meredith say? She said something else here. So
No,
let's
we gotta
let
go
her
off
have the
topic again.
conversation.
Mhm.
I need a good fingering or lace weight yarn idea for basic tees for under knits that won't be heavy.
Right.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly. That's
See.
exactly the point.
Yeah.
Is that
I mean,
you
that's-
get some really, really fine.
Put something that's fine and simple and plain,
Plain.
and then you can have something on top of it.
Something
that-
bulkier,
that has
like
right,
this.
a bulkier and a nice print, a nice pattern, stitch pattern to it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that it's compatible but different.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, we could do something like that for you in custom fit as soon as we get that sorted out. Okay. All right. I see this again. VOT, FYI. What is that?
VOT. What is VOT? Volume on.
I
time?
keep thinking, is it my fly?
Volume.
Are we doing
VOT,
something wrong?
Volume.
FYI. I
FYI.
don't know.
Volume.
All right. Let's see. Being a grandmother is the best. Yes, absolutely. Okay. What is VOT, people? I don't know.
Who's
Help me
sending
with
it?
this.
Who's sending
Octavia
the VOT?
Stewart. Tell me what VOT is.
Olivia.
Olivia?
Octavia.
Octavia?
Octavia.
It's a spam
can't see
message.
either of
Oh,
them.
well, she needs to go away. Okay. Thank you, Ellen. This person can just get,
It's a spam message.
put in timeout. Okay. All done. Thank you, Ellen. All right. So why do they do that? That's so weird. I've never had that. I've never had enough viewers to to have a spam message. All right. Well, that person's blocked or whatever. How did you know that, Ellen? That's so cool that you knew that. All right. What's up with Mary? Video of the effing year. Huh.
Okay.
All right.
All righty. Okay.
On with the next.
Okay, so I put so much time into this stupid presentation. I just wanted to go through it real quick and see if there's anything in here that I can show you. All right. I'm just going to show you real quick. It's a recent issue on YouTube. You just Googled it. Good job, Ellen. Thank you. Okay. So where am I? Oh, there we are. All right.
It's in the way.
No, it's my own issue. Okay, so this is Kid Classic. We're talking about Kid Classic today. I have to come over here. There it is. Okay, it's made of mohair, which is not mohair, right? It comes from an Angora goat, which we love. Aren't they cute? Which is not an Angora rabbit, right? 153 yards per 50 grams. We talked about that. So I think it's a really great value yarn. it's still a luxury yarn, but it's a great value because you have really good yardage, and it's a really versatile and durable yarn because of that construction with that strand of lace weight brush mohair. Comes in 17 colors. Here it is. I think you've already seen this with the single ply wool. Look at this little piece of how you can see that the 3 strands together in the wool. I think that's very cool because I love a good round wool.
And it is.
Yeah, it's very nice and round. And there it is again, close up. A lot of people ask, with that little bit of fuzz, does it have good stitch definition? And I think it really does. This is a picture of my in-process cardigan. This is a double moss stitch, and then this is in garter stitch. And neither of these pieces have been blocked, so don't judge. But I do think it has good stitch definition. Don't you guys think so?
Yes.
Yeah. And okay, so this is the swatch I was holding up that Mary did today. So it's pretty versatile. The bottom one is at 20 stitches over 4 inches on you want a 7?
7.
A 7, okay. And this one is 18, and then the top one is 16. So without that extra strand of kid silkays, I think this looks a little loose.
Yes.
Did you
yes.
agree?
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
It's nice to knit.
Yep.
Okay, there's Mona. This is Elda, which we already talked about. Okay, so this is one that we haven't talked about. I think this is cute. This is probably one that I would knit. This little vest. What is that little stitch? It's kind of a little honeycomb thing.
Basket weave type thing.
It's more than a basket weave, I think. I'm not sure exactly. What's it say?
It is a
There's a little cable.
little cable.
Oh, a little
it's a two cable.
T2B,
Yeah.
T2 front.
So it is kind of like
Front
a
to back.
basket. It's like
Yeah.
it's kind of like
Okay.
a basket
Yeah.
weave. So when
So-
you're doing the cables back or honeycomb kind of thing.
Yeah. Honeycomb. Yes,
Yes,
honeycomb.
More like a honeycomb.
So, and this is super easy. This doesn't have any shaping. That little sleeve is simply formed by the body of the whole drop shoulder thing. And I love the way they've paired it, of course, with a crisp white blouse. And this is the fourth pattern in that book is Allegra, and they show it in 2 lengths. This kind of duster length, which I think is very elegant, but it is miles and miles of stockinette. And then in this sort of smaller length. But hey, pockets. Everybody loves pockets. Who's seen the little TikTok where they says, "Do you like my dress? It has pockets." Have you seen that? Everybody likes pockets. This is that Cal cardigan and the woman that I want to be when I grow up. And this is another sweater. Terry, you have knit this sweater. It has the very unfortunate name of 014 sweater. We should give it, I know, we should give it a new
That's
name.
kind of what they do with the mode patterns. They have this lovely number with a descriptive word.
Sweater,
Sweater.
Vest.
vest, right? I think that's because,
Duster.
they're putting them together. But this is cute. I think Terry knit this, and I think maybe Danette knit this.
Maybe.
I think so.
Maybe.
Yeah. And this is a cute one. Another clever name.
Yeah.
008
cardigan.
cardigan. This actually is in the shop. We have this
Yeah,
here
that
if you
one
want to
here. We
come
have a
try that
sample,
on, which
right.
is very fun. Terry says, yes, I love all of them. Yes, I love them all. So Amy, do you like them? Like when you say I like all of them, do you like all of the ones from the book, or do you like all of the ones that we're showing? So tell me which ones you like. And I guess that's it. All right, that would be it. Okay. All right, how do we get back here? There we are. See, IT put this little thing. There it is. Yay, and we're back. It's better than it was last time. It's definitely better than it was last time. But it is confusing with the whole sharing the screen,
Right.
knowing where my mouse is.
Well, I admire you.
Yes.
You know, guys, if you were watching me doing this, you would be so upset. I mean, you would be itching to come over here and just rip the stuff out of my hands.
No one would do that.
And
Yeah,
if I did it,
you
we
really
wouldn't
would.
even be on. So there we go.
So I have to tell you a funny story. Some of you know Maggie Wilson. She's
And Amelia. Maggie and Amelia.
Maggie and Amelia,
Maggie
were they
and
both
Amelia
here
were
together? Okay, so Maggie and Amelia are good friends. Amelia, are you on here? If you're on here, say hey. They're good friends, and they're both engineers. And Ginny and I are not engineers. So we were here.
We're wannabe engineers.
Well, I'm a washed out engineer. I tried it and I sucked. Too bad. I
Like
couldn't
it.
do it.
I never had the opportunity.
You'd have been a
Wow.
good one. You'd have been a good one. So we're trying to put together, some of you have heard the story. If you've heard the story, just, talk amongst yourselves. But Ginny and I are trying to put together these glass cubes in the shop. Okay. So they're all made of square pieces of glass.
Panes of glass, and
They're
have
10
these
inches wide.
connectors.
Right. And they have these connectors. It's like a children's toy, only a lot more trouble and
It's
a lot
big,
heavier.
It's a big glass Lego thing.
Yeah, like an erector set.
Like right, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And so Ginny and I are putting it together, and we're doing a fine job.
We are doing a great job.
But it took us a little while to kind of get it going. Right.
And Maggie and Amelia are sitting there at the table watching us.
Yes. They want to,
You could hear the
right. Their skin is itching watching us struggle with this mechanical building thing. Right. They're dying. And we finally get it done.
We did.
And it looks great. I mean, the whole shop pretty much has the glass cubes in it. So
we built.
right, that we all built,
Yeah.
Yeah, and you've done it too.
I've
yeah.
done it too. Yes. All
Mary?
by myself.
Yes. Yes. Mary gets all the praise. So we're finished with it, and Amelia, I can't remember if it was Amelia or Maggie that
I
said it.
don't remember, which one it was, but one of them said, "You don't know how painful it was for us to watch you without trying to jump in and
Help.
help.
Take it away, right?
Take it away." And Ellen came up with, well, probably about as painful as it is for us to watch you guys sometimes knit your things.
I'm so awful. Oh my God.
Equal.
And they were like, okay.
Okay, right.
Touche.
We got it. Right.
Too fun. All right. So so everybody Amy likes the book. All right. Okay, so that's all I have to say about Kid Classic.
Kid Classic.
Classic.
But
Were you going to bring up?
Beautiful.
what was I going to bring up? Tell me.
Silk Garden.
Silk Garden. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to talk about. Should we talk about Silk
Silk
Garden?
Garden?
Well, I
So
thought
do you
you
want to
were
talk
gonna
about Silk
it,
Garden?
of
A little bit?
the content?
Yeah,
Yes.
let's do that. Okay. So,
Really quick.
all right, let me grab it.
Oh,
Really
Thank
quick.
you. Hang on.
Silk Garden has mohair in it.
Yes. Uh-huh. And
Yeah.
wool.
And wool. Amazing.
Amazing.
And beautiful colors.
And beautiful colors.
Together?
But very different.
Very different.
Yeah.
Very different.
So,
But I love that too.
Right, but we had a discussion about, that you can have these yarns that have the same content, but different quantities of content.
Mhm.
Yes.
And how different they are.
Yeah.
Right. And this is especially important because we found out that the Kid Classic is not what we thought. It's not all carded together.
Mhm.
And this is.
This is. Yeah.
Yeah. This is an example of, so Silk Garden is 45% mohair, 45% silk, 10% wool. But the fibers are all kind of mushed together,
Mhm.
Thank you for bringing that up. I had completely forgotten about that. I wasn't sure where I was going to go with this. Sometimes it's better when you don't
kind of-
plan.
we know
Sometimes none of us know exactly where we're going.
No,
We get there.
we do. A map is helpful.
Sooner or later.
A map is helpful. So, so you do get that whole mohair feel, but it's not fuzzy. You have almost twice as much, 30% mohair. This is 45. You have 15% more.
Oh,
Half
more.
again as
Half
much.
again as much.
Half
Right.
again. So 50% more mohair
Right.
in this
Right.
than you do in the Kid Classic, but the Kid Classic reads fuzzy.
Yes,
Mhm.
it
Yes.
reads, it
Yes.
definitely is fuzzy compared
Yes.
to, this, which, and this has that kind of a little bit of, thick and thin here every now and again, depending on where the stuff is and how it has been mushed together. That's a technical term, by the way. So
Mushed.
mushed.
Well, it's a
So-
single ply, so it's
Yeah.
it's
a single,
less balanced.
so
and-
so but I just think it's really interesting to me that you can have the same content,
Right.
different quantities of the content, but and get something that's so very, very different when
Right.
you look at it and feel it and work with it.
Mhm.
So
because we always think of mohair as fuzzy,
Yes.
but
Yes.
it isn't.
It
I mean,
doesn't have to be.
mohair, when it's not spun, is
Mhm.
not fuzzy at all.
Mhm.
I mean, mohair is very smooth and very silky.
Mhm.
I mean, that's
Yes.
one of the things I talked about in the newsletter is that it doesn't have the same cuticle. It
Right.
doesn't have the same scales.
Mhm.
And it is much, much silkier. But what we're used to seeing is that mohair
Yes.
teased up,
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
teased
Mhm.
up and fuzzy.
Mhm.
So I think it's really interesting, that they're so different. But
Lovely.
yes. So I think we should do something. Have you ever carried Kid Silk Haze with Silk Garden?
No,
I think that would be
No.
gorgeous.
no, but yes,
Would
it
that
would
be-
be. We'd have to figure out what color to carry
what
it
to do
with.
with it. Yeah.
Something
Because
that
there's
was
so
darker.
many different
You'd
colors.
You'd have,
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
you have to have something darker
Yeah.
or the same color.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's an idea for swatching. Let's see what happens.
Here we go.
So Mary's sweater,
Mhm.
what gauge was that? Was that 16?
This one
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mary's sweater is knit at
brings it
16
up
over 4 inches
on a 10.
on a 10, right? So that, and you carried, tell them about it.
What?
This
One
sweater,
strand of Kid Silk Haze and one strand of
Kid Classic.
Kid Classic.
Yeah, on a 10.
Yeah, and it's fast.
Well, yeah, on a
It's
10.
very fast. even with a lovely cable, it's very fast.
How long did it take you to knit that?
Probably 2 weeks.
Wow, that's pretty
Yeah,
good.
it's fast.
Yeah, cool. All right, so let's see. Okay, any questions? Any thoughts? I would love to hear what you have to say, or what you think about Kid Classic. If you have knit with it, or if you're interested in it, or if there are any of the patterns that you want to, you want to hear about, or you want to talk about, or whatever. What else do you have on your needles? Because there's always a lag. If I ask a question, there's a lag of like
A lag.
Oh,
a
the same
minute.
thing are my needles that were on last week.
You haven't finished anything?
No.
You have
Well,
all
no, actually,
UFOs?
I did finish a little square for one of those pillows, but I was not knitting a whole lot this weekend.
I have Christmas brain.
Yeah.
Mm.
Are you finished with your Christmas shopping?
No, haven't
No.
started.
What? Don't you have to send stuff like to Colorado?
Yeah.
It'll get there sometime, Jenny.
Hey, last year I sent stuff to Colorado and it got there on like the 3rd of January. So
Now it'll get there the 3rd of February.
No.
Is it
no,
that bad?
no.
It's not that
We-
bad.
we-
Say.
I say no. I mean, Chuck actually did order some stuff today, and I need to go do some shopping. So, but
I just have to wrap.
yeah,
You're all bought.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Wrap.
Look at
wrap.
okay, so here are the two ends of the spectrum, right? She's going to start on Christmas Eve,
hanging
and
on
she's
me.
been done since
she's all
before
done, and everybody's
before
here.
Halloween.
Everybody's here. I have nobody here, right? But, I'm not concerned about the people in New England because we'll see them for Christmas. We'll be
Yeah.
there. But the Coloradans, I need to send stuff out to some of the. But we've talked about what we are going to do, but I can't talk about it now because who knows,
Who's watching?
who knows who's watching, I found out last week that people were watching that I didn't know were watching.
Like your daughter. Somebody might know what you got them for Christmas.
So
What's the big gift for the little ones this year?
From Grandma and Grandpa or from Santa?
I don't know. Either
Oh.
one.
well,
What
how would you
does
know
Santa?
it's coming from Santa?
What did they ask for from Santa?
From Santa, Savvy wants a Dalmatian, a stuffy Dalmatian, a big one.
A big one. How
a
big?
Big one. Well, she wanted the big one.
The FAO Schwartz one.
Yeah, well, she's not getting the big one. I talked to Santa and he said no.
Santa said it wouldn't fit in his sleigh.
Right. So, and Trey wants Transformers and Star Wars and
You could
anything.
knit him a Star Wars thing.
Yeah, I could. Am I going to? No. No. She's all into girly stuff. She wants a doll and, girl stuff. He wants Transformers and guns, which are not allowed. And,
I want to get him something Star Warsy.
Okay, go ahead.
What does he already have?
Avengers.
Oh,
They have everything.
yeah.
I
This
got him
is-
pogo sticks day
Did
before
you?
yesterday because it
That'll
was
be
so
fun.
warm. But I already gave them to him
Oh,
because it was so warm. It was 70 degrees, so we needed something to do. So they
And that
loved
was-
them. They
that was-
loved them.
did you get one? Oh, I guess
Oh, you have to
Torrance
get
too
two.
little.
Oh, Torin. I don't know what Torin wants because he doesn't talk a lot, but he's getting a big stuffy also, a dog, a puppy. And
We should bring him a real
he just
puppy.
had a birthday.
Oh, he did?
No, they already have a puppy. They have a dog.
No,
They-
you have
They
a
have a
dog.
big dog.
They don't have a dog.
Yes, they do.
Oh,
Torin
I don't.
has a dog.
Torin does.
Torin
Okay.
has a dog.
But it's not his dog. That's Troy's dog.
Yeah, it's a big dog.
How big?
Big.
Like-
Not as big as yours, but he's a big dog. Ralph is his name. He's a big dog.
Oh,
Oh.
a cat named Ralph.
Ralph. I think-
I didn't. That's a great story. Did Chuck ask him what his name was?
Yeah, it was a stray. Our daughter brought the dog. Well, the story was that it was a stray that they found. It turned out that she actually brought it home from school and told us it was a stray.
Jennifer.
But so it was like, can we keep him? Can we keep him? We sent the kids around the neighborhood to find out if anybody had lost this cat, and they came back and said, no, nobody wants the cat. Can we keep the cat? So my Chuck said, okay. He said, what are we going to name it? And Chuck looked at the cat and said, so what's your name? And the cat looked at him and went, Ralph. So it became Ralph. So Ralphie was around with us for close to 20 years, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. So, mhm.
Do you have any cats left?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many?
One.
One.
One
his name?
Siamese, Manning.
Manning. We had a Siamese cat.
He's a spoiled, rotten cat.
Is he?
He has to have on the chair an electric blanket. And he not only sleeps on it, but he finds his way under it.
He's my kind of cat.
You know those little electric lap things?
A heating pad.
No, it's a blanket that's a heating pad. That's a heating thing. A throw. It's a throw, a heated throw.
Wow.
And it's on the couch and it's plugged in. My husband insists. It's plugged in and he sleeps there underneath it.
Mm,
So,
very cool.
and the three dogs also have a heating pad.
Oh.
They're little, they're old, they're 15 and 14.
Yeah. Well, they're allowed to be
Just
spoiled.
like,
So what else you got on your needles? We did a show and tell last week with Ginni. What else you got on your needles besides your? Mona.
Besides
Mona.
Mona. Let's see. I have a Noro sweater. Don't ask me the names. I cannot remember names of things.
What else?
Two shawls.
Which
And-
do you remember? You don't know the names.
No, I cannot remember names of things.
Are you doing the Advent?
I haven't started that yet
Okay,
because that's a big knit.
that is a big knit. But you don't have to do it like at Advent. I mean, and you don't even
No.
have to do it one
No.
day at a time.
No. But
I'm
I know
tempted
all
to.
the colors.
I know you do. Are you going to do them in the
All
order,
beautiful.
or are you going to mix them up?
I think in the order, but I'm going to separate them with something
A different yarn?
Yeah.
Oh.
in between the colors.
This is going to be a big
Cool.
shawl.
Yeah.
It's going to be even bigger. Yeah.
Big.
Big.
My daughter's tall.
Oh, is it for her?
Well, she'll wind up with everything.
planning
I'm
your
planning
will now, and I will my Advent shawl to Polly.
She now knows how to knit, so it's all good.
So what else? 2 shawls
Oh,
and an
Ellen.
Oro sweater.
I have things on needles from 10 years ago.
Are you going to finish them?
Yeah, we had
Probably
that
not.
discussion last week.
Probably
too.
not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Mhm.
Not at all.
Probably not at all. Maybe
You should come to the PhD.
If I find them,
Right.
and then
Yeah.
I go, oh, I remember that. I'll finish that.
The bell bottoms and the no.
Bell bottoms. I remember bell bottoms. Yes.
Do you have anything that's so out of style you'll never finish it?
No, because I like accessories, so they never really go out of style.
That's true.
You know, they just kind of go, and the yarns change and things like that. So that's fun. I like lots. I like color. So see, that's why I like. If I like a sweater that fits nice, just knit in a different color.
So this is a drop shoulder. Do you like a drop shoulder typically or not so much?
Yeah, I like it.
Do you?
It's not a big sleeve one. you
Does
know.
it have shaping at the
It
shoulder?
fits me. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of a new thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, to have this shoulder shaping in a drop shoulder.
Mhm.
You know, it didn't used to be. It used to be just
No,
straight across,
just plain. Yeah,
right? And then you
plain.
had all that excess
Yeah,
right
all
here.
that here.
Yeah.
This is so warm. This
It's
is
just
warm, yo.
It is warm. Yes, and I'm sitting here with this on my lap.
I
and
love
whatever.
this. It's so cozy.
It is.
You guys should
And
knit some.
it's light. It feels like nothing. Nothing.
All right. We are going to block this person. All
Do we
right.
still have
Hey,
this
Ida
person
has
coming
something to
Another
on?
say.
The
person?
same person
At
coming on?
least 10 years ago. Wait a minute. Okay. Hang on. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I've got all these things that I missed. All right. I've never made a lie from all the way down under. Thank you for a balanced, sane podcast featuring wearable classic styles I've been binge watching. Oh, we
thank
love
you.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're down under? How cool is that? What time is it there where you are?
Tomorrow?
Rita, you've got, yes. Oh, well, good. Rita's chatting her up. Good,
Okay.
good. Let's see what else is going on. Yay, Melbourne. All right, so this is a private conversation between right, Rita.
Rita,
They're all
okay,
all the
okay.
Aussies
So Rita,
are.
they'll-
They're going to
they'll-
go have a
okay,
Vegemite
yeah.
something.
We're just kind of the vehicle here.
Right. No,
Yeah.
it's all good. Let's see. I love a drop. Okay, so here's somebody. She loves a drop shoulder. I convert
She converts
everything. I have narrow shoulders and it's easier to just avoid fitting all together, and wherever it hangs, it fits. Oh my goodness. Certainly that's true. Same with I think that's part of the popularity of the raglan line. I'm knitting 2 raglan sweaters. First raglan sweater I think I've ever knit is a contentment, and then this one. This is a raglan.
Yes, it is.
Mhm.
So it's been interesting, but I prefer them seamed, as you know.
Yeah.
Part of the reason is, check this out. I thought this was kind of cool. I mean, you've probably knit a million raglan things and pieces, but when you've got a raglan, so look at how this is the sleeve. Can you see? Oh, let me get this conversation off. I'm sorry. Can you see how this line is angled? It's not symmetrical. And that's because this is the left sleeve, and that
Front.
goes to the
Mhm.
front,
Front.
right? You can't do that when you're working it all in one piece.
Correct.
You know, you just you can't make
No.
those
Right.
mods, those little adjustments
Mhm.
that make the sweater fit so well.
Mhm.
So anyway, what I was going to say to you, Jacqueline, do you go by Jacqueline or you go by Jackie? Is that if you're narrow in the shoulder, you probably want to think about trying a set-in sleeve and getting that adjustment. So if you, I don't know if you have a big bust or
Set-in,
whatever, a
okay.
lot of times, now you have a big bust, and we've done this with you
Mhm.
before, right?
Mhm.
Making that shoulder line
Right.
more narrow,
Exactly.
right? So that
Exactly.
it's not big all over,
Right.
which I think
Right.
is huge.
Right.
You know, so super fun. All right, let's see what else we got. There's Jacqueline. Yes. Right. Oh, it's midday. Wow, very cool. Well, I'm so happy that you
Midday.
joined us. Yep. Okay. Well, we're over now. It's already
We're
8
over?
o'clock.
It's 8
I'm
o'clock.
sorry. Oh my gosh.
The
So
church bell- the
this
church
has
bells
been
are
super
playing
fun. The
Christmas-
church
Christmas
bells are
carols.
playing. Yes.
Christmas carols.
Absolutely.
So
Thank you guys so much for joining us. We had fun with you tonight. I had
Yep.
fun with you tonight.
Yes, I had fun. We had fun.
we had fun.
Yes. We
I always have fun with Mary and Ellen.
Yes, me too. Me three.
Yes. We're going to get together for dinner. I think we're going to go get smashed right now. No. We don't do that. No, we would never do that. All right.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much
Bye,
for joining
everybody.
us, and we
Take
will
care.
see you next time. Okay.
See you guys.
Bye.